What's going on, guys? My name is Fake Thriller. I'm joined today by Snoof603, and we have a very important topic we want to talk about today. We've noticed a new trend of a lot of gamers leaving the world of Call of Duty to come play Battlefield 3. The following commentary isn't going to be a speech to try and convince you to leave Call of Duty and come play Battlefield 3. It's going to be a list of tips that can help you on your way after you've already made the decision, because there are some fundamental differences between Battlefield 3 and the Call of Duty series. First and foremost is the team layout. You're not only going to be on a team in Battlefield 3, but you're going to be part of a squad, which usually it's 12 on 12, so there's 3 squads of 4 on each team. Now, your squad is important because it helps with your spawns, it helps with perk-like abilities, depending on your loadout, and it also is probably the most important part working with your squad. As far as the in-game mechanics go, I'm going to defer to Snoof603. He's going to talk about how the game moves, how the weapons feel, and so on and so forth.
Alright, here's some of the most important things you guys need to know going into Battlefield 3. Shit moves a little bit slower in Battlefield than what you're going to be used to in Call of Duty, except for Team Deathmatch. It's extremely fast-paced, the maps are extremely small in comparison to what they would be if you're playing Rush or Conquest or anything, and the spawns are just as atrocious. So, it'll actually feel really familiar to you. This will give you a really good idea of what the maps are like before you actually get into those full-size versions of Conquest or Rush, but the maps are, quite literally 5 or 6 times the size of what what you're capable of playing in TDM.
Now, in speaking in terms of Call of Duty, you're going to be used to creating your custom classes in between games and, setting up your loadout to exactly how you want to play. In Battlefield 3, it works a little bit differently. The term class defines a role that you assign yourself on the battlefield. There's 4 different classes. The first is the Assault class, also known as the Medic. The second is the Engineer. The third is the Support class, and the fourth is the Recon kit, also commonly referred to as the Sniper kit. If you're new to the whole series, what you want to play in our recommendation is the Assault or Medic class. It's simply the easiest in terms of you can control your own health. If you get shot, you can hide, throw down a med pack, and then regenerate your own health. You can also throw down a med pack to regenerate your teammates' health. You gain points, and that'll help you rank up quicker. Now, feel free to play any of the other classes, and I'll give you a quick overview of each one. The second class is the Engineer class. This is sort of the mechanic of the crew. He can spawn with a rocket launcher, and his main role is to repair friendly vehicles and destroy enemy vehicles. The third class is the Support class, and he is in control of weapon ammunition. So he can drop ammo boxes all over the battlefield. And finally, the Recon class, also known as the Sniper class, is supposed to be played as, exactly what it's called, a recon class, where you can get into the enemy territory, set up mobile spawn points, set up motion sensors, and keep tabs on the enemy.
When it actually comes to using these guns, do not go full auto on that trigger right off the bat until you get used to the different amount of recoil in Battlefield than what you're accustomed to in Call of Duty. Your accuracy is probably going to be pretty piss poor. With long range kills in COD, you would generally kind of tap the trigger. Same thing applies in Battlefield, and you don't want to just full on, waste all your, just go spray and pray across the map. Now, the other good thing about Battlefield is they have alternate fire types. Some guns, they only have 2 options, where it's automatic and then semi-auto, where it would just be single fire shooting. Others, they actually also offered the third option of burst fire. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the burst fire, but the single fire, especially if you got a really, really good trigger finger, is definitely the way to go. The other most important thing about this game, if, for example, you come running around the corner, you come face to face with someone, generally in Call of Duty, you would just knife them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know some people don't agree, whatever. It makes sense, that's what you do. Do not do that in Battlefield 3. The knifing animation in this is completely different. You're not always going to get those one-hit melee kills. The animation is much longer. Definitely looks badass. It's not what you want to rely on, though.
Yeah, I still have some adjustment problems where I'll come around the corner, be face-to-face with an enemy, and tap the Call of Duty knife button, which is completely different in Battlefield 3. It's just literally the panic knife. I used to play on tactical, so that's circle for me on the PlayStation. It's a tough habit to break, and I actually think in Battlefield, I think it's 3 knives to the front to kill somebody, and then 1 knife to engage the death animation from behind.
Yeah, there are 2 very different types of melee in this game.
So that leads us into probably our final point for this video. Overall movement in Battlefield 3 is different. You'll notice that probably right away. You're not a light little fairy prancing around with no impact on anything you do. When you jump through windows or jump off buildings or jump down cliffs or even knife somebody, your body, it takes weight to do it. So things like crouching and then uncrouching, going prone, drop shotting, that doesn't happen in Battlefield 3. Or you can by all means drop shot, but if you need to hop back up and get running, your guy will do it about as fast as you could get off your belly in real life. Just try and keep an open mind is probably our biggest point of this entire thing, because Battlefield 3 is a great game, and without knocking Call of Duty too much, I think you could find just as much, if not more, enjoyment in Battlefield 3, especially if you have a couple buddies and you guys start working together as a team.
Exactly. Don't knock it before you try it. We know this game is not for everyone, but at least if the idea of trying it seems slightly ideal, or, sounds slightly good to you, just go out and rent it for a couple days. Give it a shot. If you hate it, fine. Whatever. No problem. We're not pressuring anyone into playing it by any means.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed these quick tips. Again, for you Battlefield 3 veterans, this isn't going to be, much help. For you Call of Duty fanboys, this probably isn't going to be much help either. But for you guys in the middle, trying to decide if you want to play it or already have decided and you want to know what you're getting yourself into, that's what we made the video for. So I hope you liked it. Be sure to subscribe for more. If you're just getting into Battlefield 3, we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Hey guys, check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/fakethriller and twitter.com/snoof603.